Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve, and I'm the Juggernaut. Oh, actually, I can't swear at the first 30 seconds. Well, anyways, today for this unimportant review, we have the Juggernaut from the Marvel Legends Gamerverse line, which this is his representation from the Marvel fighting games, which mentioned in the previous video that easily some of my favorite Marvel games of all time, like Marvel vs. Capcom, the old arcade fighting game. I was waiting for that. Took a few takes to get this to hold long enough to try to get it to sort of make sense. Because I'll admit, I did an unboxing without recording it, so he's already out of his cardboard prison. But just kind of wanted to mess with him because I got him in. I was like, "What? This guy is easily one of the heaviest action figures I have ever had the privilege of owning." This thing weighs a metric ton. It's insane. Definitely the heaviest Marvel Legend. Like, I got some like McFarlane's that are like this size, guy size, and like Venom doesn't even weigh as much as this thing. Not Venom. Violator. That's the name I'm looking for. Like, this guy is weighs an unnecessarily amount of plastic. And I'm all for it. It makes him feel, I don't want to say expensive, but it's like, it's the Juggernaut. Like, I want it to have like that kind of heft to it. Now, that being said, kind of hurts the pulsability a little bit. We'll get into that a little bit. But anyways, with these unimportant reviews, they are unedited. Go up on our Patreon in advance if you guys like to help support the channel. Great way to do it. Just $1 gets you early access, $3 for a Discord. We're going to be updating some of the tiers in a bit because we just started a new Dashery shop, so we have new t-shirts, so I might make some of those available through the Patreon too. But anyways, for its packaging, not as cool as Gargantos, if I'll be honest, because nice thing is you'd be able to see the figure inside the box if it was already in there. It has the Juggernaut logo there, and you can see him all menacingly. The wind pose on the back. I kind of wish, like I mentioned, instead of the wind pose, this would be the back of the package. And then on the front here would be like the game image. Like maybe him doing a move or something would be pretty sweet. Mainly just for like inbox collectors. Oh, there goes that hand. I know I had to get the box out because we needed the whatever you want to call it, brass knucks wrist knuckle guard thing going on there, and the extra open hand. All right, so for his accessories, we'll start with those. He comes with a punching effect. Not sure on the technical term or what the fancy flash move is. I forget. But it's pretty much like his hand is causing so much friction with the air that it is combusting for the sheer speed at which he is about to knock somebody the fudge out. And I dig it. It's one of those, like, it's a super sweet effect. And I actually like how it goes on top. Because you'll see here, it actually has a translucent knuckle piece there. And then you can get him to look like he's throwing the punch, which is solid. And all it is it's just two little nubs that rest inside of his hand, and you just remove the normal guard from the hand. That being said, I got to make sure I got it in the right direction. Let's launch that at me. I think this is the way. There we go. And you just swap it out like that. So you can kind of use it with either hand. This one is a bit more permanent unless you want to heat it up and try to slide it over. I don't know why you would. But you'll see here it's got a little bit of play there for adjusting. But you get the more clenching hand for the right hand. Left hand is more of an open hand to get a little bit more of a karate pose, and then an extra clench fist for the other side. If you want to swap out the hands, grab the base of the wrist, base of the forearm. Let's pull it apart. simple enough to do. So you get the dual fisting look. But yeah, also the coloring on it, it's pretty much just it looks kind of like one solid piece, but it reminds me of this amber resin that I use. So depending on the way the light's hitting it, the oranges and the yellows pop a little bit more. And it makes for a really simple but nice effect. So really digging that. I almost kind of wish more of the characters had something like that for the other ones. Like Captain comes with one off the top of my head. I think Wolverine has one too. But each of them would have been kind of cool to maybe have something like that. Another thing too, and it wasn't even because I was expecting it to be a thing, because his head's actually pretty easy to remove on this guy. And I was like, can the helmet pop off? Can you see the actual head? Nope. That is one solid piece there. I like too that for the teeth, it's just an extra insert, which is something that a lot of companies do. So it doesn't bug me one bit, but you can see the process there. They didn't even try to hide it on the undersection, but the eyes are nicely painted. Mouth looks really good. Easy to pop back on. And that's only because the head you can rotate fairly easy, but it depends on the position. It doesn't take too much to pop it back off. And you have to adjust the neck joint here to get your added rotation out of there. But he does have articulation here also at the bicep area. Arms can rotate and around a hinge, so you go in and out. Bicep rotation there. It's actually kind of on its own piece. Same with the elbow, you can rotate it. Single jointed elbow. And the hands can rotate around a hinge. The waist, I have no idea what the hell's going on with this piece, because I've tried rotating this, and it's he has combat punching action. It's just, I think I have to heat him up, or something stuck, and I'm afraid that I'm just gonna twist this joint off if I keep trying to mess with it. It is not giving me any give there, which is a bit frustrating, to say the least. Now, he does have a nice forward and back, though. That's working pretty appropriately. Nothing at the waist. Legs go out decently. Inwards about that far. Solid forward. Not too much of a back. This booty gets in the way. Rotation at the top of the thigh. Not too much at the knees, but you do get the single joint there, and you can rotate it. Feet can shift side to side. I guess pivot. Pivot's probably the word I'm looking for. Toes can go up and down, and the feet are also on the hinge. So, ton of play with this guy, if I'm going to be honest. Outside of the really horrendous rotation here at the top, I think they did a pretty solid job with the posability. Detailing. The only thing I'm really noticing that I'm not as into is the plastic here seems like it's a little bit of a different color than what they use for the chest. It's the chest is a little bit darker than the head and this section here. But matches almost everything else going on. Except maybe the legs are a little bit of a lighter shade too. So to me, the coloring seems slightly off depending on where you're looking at. I do like the reds and the pattern that they use for the center section, though. Looks really nice. And he's got the red boots here. Super jacked. You can see the fabric's expanding around the muscles as it should. And yeah, just a really nicely detailed figure. Like I said, for an action figure, looks sweet. It's not the easiest to get him into some poses because of just how jacked he is and the plastic that is in the way. Also, look at those veins. Those are some of the nicest looking veins I've seen on a figure. Which is kind of creepy. Because there's a little bit of shading to them. It's just enough to kind of make them look sort of realistic. Which is a nice touch, to say the least. We haven't got around the Venom, which I'm Venom's cool. I like Venom. I like his color. but just like not too much else going on in terms of coloring. It's just blue and white. And then you get like the Juggernaut here that's just got like extra little black shading and some of the reds and extra detail in the face and the eyes. Like this guy, I think they did a pretty standout job with overall, especially at the price point. Like he is, in terms of just like he feels expensive. Now he's got like, of course, like some issues because of the whole weight thing. Makes him a little bit harder to get him into some positions and being able to like the joints to support the weight with the feet. So unless you have him like kind of stand normally, it takes a little bit of finessing, kind of like the Gargantos in a way. It's just kind of like that's if the rotation was working properly on him, I think this guy would be a pretty standout figure for the year. If I'm going to be honest, in terms of deluxe Marvel Legends, probably actually is the best one I've gotten. Not the most functional, but like if everything was working, it would easily be the best one. Like this guy is miles above Cyborg Spider Lady. that thing kind of sucked. But most every other one, yeah. Like the Gargantos is like a close second, but really loving the Juggernaut here. And I wasn't even sure if I was gonna, because I was just like, I mainly grabbed him just because I was like, all right, so I'm grabbing the Captain Venom set for sure, because Blue Venom is best Venom. And I also wanted the Wolverine set because I really love the Wolverine. And I still have to get the War Machine one kind of for the same reason. So I was like, so I'm pretty much grabbing everybody anyways, and the Gargantos because he's just cool. So I was like, all right, I'll just grab Juggernaut. Why not? And honestly, out of all the figures, I think he's my favorite at the moment. But anyways, you can help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that. Oh, I actually knocked him over. Hitting that like button. Subscribe, become a Ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook. Guys, like keep up to date with your own donate. Greatly would appreciate it. If you guys like to pick up some of these figures for yourself, link in the description for Entertainment Earth. Go way to help support the channel. If you guys are already buying your collectibles. We also, like I mentioned earlier, we got a new Dashery shop. If you guys like to get our logo on your t-shirts and what have you, that'd be sweet. We got an Etsy. Other stuff. Yeah, just check out down there. Check out the description. I feel like not enough people check out the description, and you really, really should. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.